Hey, TCGC, this is Hyman Martinez, Circuit Administrator. I'm here with Eddie Jimenez, new TCGC President, newly elected. We are just finishing our budget retreat, and we thought it would be a good time to introduce Eddie to everybody and kind of talk a little bit about how things went. So, this is Eddie. Eddie, you want to tell us a little about yourself for those that
Hello.
don't know?
How's it going, everyone? My name is Eddie Jimenez. I am an instructor currently at Klein Collins and Undaunted Winter Guard. Decided to jump into the board setting. I've been on the task force for the last 6 years, so I'm really excited to take on a new role and see how I can approach TCGC. Guess a little bit about my marching career would be I started at Morton Ranch High School, was in the Winter Guard for 4 years and the Color Guard for three. I moved on into the Blue Knights immediately after high school, and I was there for 3 summers. I also, at the same time, was marching Cypress Independent. The staff was pretty much the exact same from Blue Knights to Cypress, and it was really important for me to grow with that staff of people and get to learn as much from them as possible. Started my teaching career at Maid Creek High School, was there for a few years, jumped around a couple different tech jobs, but after that, went to Morton Ranch and stayed there for about 10 years, a little over. And now I've landed at Klein Collins. It's been my main focused schools, but I've choreographed and designed or wrote and drill or all of the things you can do for color guard at a lot of different places. So just a little bit about me.
Awesome. So one of the things that obviously you jumped into the presidential role, and it's been about a month since the meeting. And so I know we've been doing a lot of work on the backside, and like I said, we just finished our budget retreat. Um, and part of that was you bringing in what you wanted to focus on as the new president, beyond what we already do, obviously. But so what was one of the things that you wanted the board to kind of focus on going into the 2027 season?
So I spent obviously the last month trying to just think of like what would I see in terms of what did I want out of the circuit when I first started, and just thinking about all the information that is necessary to get young instructors started. But not only that, sometimes it's just easier for us to find a place to click and just know where the knowledge is all of the time. So something I talked to the board about this, and especially after having the town hall and sitting in with Kim and listening to just some of the members talk about the proposal that we have coming up, but also just education in general. We really focused and pushed a lot on how I want to see the educational journey take happen in the circuit. What are some things, and how can we use social media, maybe like use a podcast in a way to really amplify the amount of information that people have at their fingertips. And I think that emails are so important, and there's a lot of great communication styles out there, but I think in this term of what we're trying to do right now and where we are in terms of just society, social media ends up being a big part of our life, whether we want it to be or not. So I want to really start pushing our Instagram a lot more information coming out on there, a lot more information that's just um, quick, easy content that you guys can just consume as much as possible so you can be as informed as possible.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be real exciting to see us because we do have done social media. We have our Instagram. Um, so we're gonna start there, right, with the Instagram feed and just kind of hopefully getting more people involved in that, and getting the younger generations of instructors, not just in normal content, right, but like actual information, educational things like you're saying, and but try to make it in bite-size pieces.
As much short form content as we can produce. I want to get it out in the world. And yeah, if you're interested in volunteering or being a part of that, or I'm looking to start a social media outreach committee. So if you're interested in that, that's something you like to do. Maybe you're really interested in Canva and you're really good at that. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to have you help me on this journey. I think it's going to be a bit of work to get started, but I think it's going to be so beneficial to everybody once we find a really good place for it.
So, do you have any other thoughts for the membership as far as any other messages or anything that you wanted to leave them with?
I mean, I want you guys to know for sure that I'm super approachable. I absolutely adore having conversations about all things color guard. I get really nerdy about policy. I get really nerdy about just talking about shows. I want everyone to understand like how important your role is what we do. I think sitting here this weekend, it was really eye-opening. And I think that the more we understand about our board and who they are as people, the more comfortable we are giving them opinions, and then it just gives us more fuel to have to talk about when we're here. I think as it's one stretch further is the task force as well. I want as much information going to the task force as possible so that that can get taken to Kim and all of these committees that we want to start or we're already currently on. Like, how can we continue to benefit and grow in this circuit in those ways? I want the ability for people to feel more involved. I want everyone to feel like they have a voice. It's really hard when you first start. There's some pretty big powerhouse names in our circuit, and I think that sometimes that gets a bit intimidating. And I want everyone to understand how approachable we can be in this journey. And I want everyone to just feel a lot more comfortable just saying their opinions. And I might be shooting myself in the foot by saying that because everyone is going to have a million things that they want and need. And I'm going to do my best to try to make sure we're getting all of the important things happening. And just because it's not important to somebody else, it might be important to you. And I think that it's every single person in the circuit feeling great about what we're doing is the only way we continue to grow.
Yeah, especially like when you think about one person with one idea that could really make a big change that we never thought about. I mean, we have discussions all the time, but somebody out there has different experience. Even like social media stuff. I don't know everything about social media, so somebody is really good at that, and they want to volunteer their time to helping with that committee. That would be awesome. We want to get more people involved. We are one of the biggest circuits in the country, and we need more involvement from the membership.
For sure.
Okay, so wrapping up, do you want to give us any tidbit about you?
Um,
Any fun thing? Anything that would be surprising? We
yeah,
know we know you're a soccer guy. You're in the World Cup right now.
I am so invested in the World Cup right now, actually. And I don't know. I mean, I grew up with my dad being really heavy into soccer, and I know that most people don't get it. It does get a little bit tiresome to watch, but it's something really exciting about like watching people. I make jokes about this all the time. So like if I've gone to a sporting event with my friends or even just talking about it this weekend, I think at the like smallest common denominator of like everything that we're doing, like professional sports, even color guard, like independent, in all of it, it's like it is so sweet to just think about how like these people are just hanging out with their friends and they're just doing something and just being really good at doing something. I get so invested in that thought in general. So I like I think I'm honestly one of the biggest cheese balls in the whole world because I want everyone to just feel so heard, and I live in the world of optimism. I want to try to find a silver lining in everything. I want to figure out how to give all of us the things that we want and within reason, of course, but I am 100%. I wouldn't call myself a people pleaser, but I absolutely am a people supporter. I want everyone to just feel so supported all of the time. I want to giggle about all of the things.
And I love that you have a background not just in color guard, but you appreciate percussion. You know, with Collins, like you have that background and like
Yeah, I started as a band player in middle school, like as most boys in color guard do. I was a tuba player, so my freshman year I played tuba on the marching band, and I very quickly learned that I didn't want to carry that heavy instrument, but also that there was something really cool that the girls were doing, and I wanted to do that. Like I saw things go in the air, and I was like, I love to throw things up in the air, so maybe that can be me. And I think it's so funny because when we got to senior year and my friends were like, this is my plan for college. What is your plan? I would just like, no, I'm going to be a color guard director. And my friends didn't really understand and they didn't think that it was real. And I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a color guard director. I had 7 different directors in high school. So within 4 years, that means I've every year I had somebody new until my senior year. Honestly, my most consistent time was my like junior and senior year. Taylor Landers came into reg choreography for us in the fall season my junior year, and then became our director the winter season. And then after that, it was Juan Artavia, and they honestly were the biggest, like the first big influential people that I got to be taught by. And I mean, it just kind of changed the whole trajectory of what I wanted out of this activity. I wanted to give back. I think that was something I thought of immediately. I wanted students to not have to have 7 different directors in high school, and I want to find a way to be that educator that like just gave so much to their students and like and made a difference. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that we're all working towards that. It's everything that we do. And we finished the board meeting and I sat and I like kind of laughed and I looked around and I was like, isn't it so sweet that we are going to make such an impact on so many students this year? And I think that like wholeheartedly that needs to be our focus for every single one of us. Like we are going to make an impact on all of the students in front of us. We're going to make an impact on this circuit. What do we want people to say about it? What do we want our students to get out of this when they're looking back on this in 10 years, whether they choose to be a doctor, a color guard instructor, um, a clinician, a dog walker? Like, what do they want to look back and think, wow, I got to do this thing and we did it in this place with my friends and it was so great. And my director and I like live off of those stories. Like I 100% believe that like anything that we're doing right now is just going to impact the future. And it's we could be teaching the next president right now. We could be teaching the person who's going to solve global warming or all of the things. And if AI doesn't take over and like, destroy us as people, but it's okay. AI is not our friend, and that's okay. It is a robot.
So we got a lot done this weekend in the budget, so I'm really excited about sharing all the contest calendar and some of the other initiatives that came out of the budget meeting. But that'll be the next thing that happens. We'll share that information. But for now, any last minute?
Yeah, be on the lookout for our first few graphics coming in. We have our August meeting coming up on the 16th. The
Mm-hmm.
16th, where
That
we will
weekend. Yeah.
continue to live our lives in College Station. So I hope everyone looks forward to that. I if you have any questions or you have any thoughts, please email me at president@texascolorguardcircuit.org. That is so weird to say. So I want to hear from you. I want to help everyone. So let's chat. Let's throw out ideas and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Eddie.
Thanks.